Go like this. Hello, 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 everybody. It's me, Maris, and you're like, where the hell have you been? Well, I wouldn't say I was in hell, but no, I did my summer sabbatical, so that was interesting. Another evening to talk about that, but I did a summer sabbatical, working sabbatical. I did it at the lake, and it was pretty ding dang cool for a lot of it, and then very eye awakening and a good kind of part of that soul journey that I think everybody needs to go through. So tonight it's going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to start with the reading, and then I have Matt here with me. Hold on.
I'm here. Hey.
There's Matt. I know, where we were laughing about our hair, and I'm like, dude, I have got, because I've been working this evening, I've got to go do something with my hair. It says slow connection. So, anyway, I'm going to do a reading this evening, a little weekend energy forecast. It is my birthday weekend, and I'm going to New Orleans, and I'll be meeting my daughter there, Sarah, which I think you guys have met her at some time. So expect some Facebook Live stuff from New Orleans, because I love the energy there. That's like my home from a past life. So I have some that already spewed out, and we're just asking The Woodland Wardens by Jessica Rue. That's the box there. I might have it over there in just a second. Okay, well, there's that. And but that's a new deck that I am using, and I really like it. Kind of inspired me when I saw them. Okay, oh, wow. All right. And I guess that's where we start. So they inspired me when I was working at the lake, because I just love the woods and the forest and all of those good things that are associated with that.
Oh, wow.
So we are starting, so I've got I think I'm trying to sit here and think about how to, I think I can fit 3 on there. And interesting. Okay. So very interesting. Whoops. Well, that'll come back later. So interesting start with this, and let's take a look at the cards. Whew. Okay, so our first card here is the squirrel and the chestnut, and it's the preparation. And when I'm looking at this card, the message that I'm getting in here is about making sure you've got all of the ingredients, everything that you need, close at hand. And then the second card here is Guardianship upside down, and that's the wolf and rose hip. And when I'm seeing that upside down next to bashfulness, the opossum and peony, in the help card, I am like, oh, good Lord, here's what's going to happen. This is, you need to make sure that you've got everything that you need ready to go, because whoever you thought was in charge is not in charge. Oh, Lord. And you will have to, when I'm looking at this, you'll have to stand up for yourself. So let's kind of put this into a little thought process here. So this is like maybe you're in a group project, or you're working together in a team, and they say, oh, Bill is the team leader. And you show up ready to rock and roll. You've got what you were asked to bring in, or what supplies, or whatever, you know, what information you need for this project you've got with you. But when you walk in, you find out Bill's not in charge. Maybe Bill got sick, something happened, nobody's in charge, and now this is your time, your opportunity to stand up and speak up and kind of take, I'm going to say, the bull by the horns. Okay, so not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It just kind of comes in real blunt and what I'm going to say, in your face.
It doesn't exactly give you time to react to it.
No, yeah, it's like no time to react. It's like, oh, hey. And then you're in a position where you've got to say or stand up for yourself. Okay, I like this card. It's the beaver and the birch. Let me show it to you a little closer here. And it's the home card. And when I'm looking at it, I got home is where your heart is. We have on the next card, and this is our obstacle. It's the rooster and the sunflower, and you'll see that it says communication. So we're already looking at something that's related to our home, and now we're also looking at the part that it's related to some communication. And then, oh, I'm laughing. The badger and the ginkgo, because at first I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like a reverse skunk. And then it says the badger and the ginkgo, for the plant, the ginkgo, and it's talking about healing wounds. So when I'm looking at this and I'm like, home is where your heart is. Home is where you hang your hat. And here, that is also, I'm going to say, home is your sacred space. That's what I always refer to it as. My house is my sacred space. That's probably why I don't invite a lot of people to my house, because it's my sacred space. It's that one place that I don't have to share with anybody, and it is my place. And, and of course I, have my husband, so, we cohabitate in that space. So we're talking about home, your sacred space, where you hang your hat, where your heart is. And then we see that the rooster is talking about communication. And then that badger is talking about healing wounds. So when we're looking at this, part of the energy coming in this weekend is to be able, that you have this opportunity to be able to communicate those true, authentic, deep feelings that you have with your partner or with the people that you share that sacred space with, and be claiming that sacred space. So again, let's look at that. We have the the beaver and the birch, and they are talking about home. And then we have the rooster and sunflower, and that is the communication. And then the badger and the ginkgo for healing, the healing wounds. That you're really going to be able to have this opportunity to be what I'm going to call intimate with your partner, and work on mending some of those fences. Yeah, mending fences. I like that. Because there has been some things going on that people are kind of throwing. Oh, yeah, they kind of like throw old things, throwing salt into wounds, and it's not even the good salt; it's the cheap salt. Okay, all right. I need just one more card. Come on, one more card. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's go like that. All right. So let's look at the next line. So this is like a kind of busy weekend. So we know that, you're going to have to like stand up and take the bull by the horns. And then when it comes to your sacred space or your home, you guys are going to have a wonderful opportunity to talk about things, your hurts, your wounds, and get them fixed. And let's see what else is coming up with this. It's like a really mellow deck, and it's kind of just mellow, kind of like hanging out at the lake. All right, so we've got the salamander and black pepper, and that's an inspiration. And I mean, like, I really, like, love the artwork. It reminds me of those old botanical prints from Victorian times. So I really love that. And so we've got salamander and the black pepper. And that's about inspiration. And then, good Lord, we have romance upside down. That's the finch and the peach. And we'll see, and that is in the obstacle place. And the first thing that popped to my head, and I'm glad that this is like after 9 p.m. when your kids should be in bed, was like either someone's got a headache or someone's on their period. So it's, there's a little bit of romantic block. Not that it's not wanted, because I think the romance is wanted, but it's kind of like an inopportune moment or time.
The baby's up all night crying.
The baby's up all night long, crying. So there's whatever reason you're being love blocked on that, but it's not because of lack of wanting it. It's just you have obstacles to having that happen. You're inspired, you're feeling it, you're working on wounds and healing them and feeling love again, and again, what? Baby's crying, you're on your period, whatever. So there's a lot that happens with that. And then I'm really laughing on the help card. You'll see it is the fox and ivy, but here, let's bring it up a little closer. Adaptability, and it's upside down. So one of my favorite phrases is, like a Marine, we're going to adapt and overcome. Yeah, no. There's not going to be any adapting and overcoming on this one. Now, what I am going to say is that we do have an upside. We have an upside because you guys are finally going to be communicating and talking about things and working on that relationship and fixing those things that, you needed to fix. Yeah. You're just not going to be able to get all lovey-dovey, and that's for 101 different reasons. Maybe you guys are in 7 counties away from each other. It can be a lot of different things, but yeah, not a lot of lovey-dovey this weekend. But let's take a look at the very last row to see how that weekend kind of wraps up. Now remember, chance always favors a prepared mind. So if you see that there's an obstacle and you start having an idea of how you're going to overcome that obstacle, do it. Don't wait around, just do it. All right, so the first card, and we'll see that there, is the bee and the pomegranate, and it is productivity. So this is that moment where you're 1 step forward and 2 steps back, and you can't remember what you came into the room for. And did you know that I'm allergic to pomegranates? Yep. I can't eat them. I can't eat them. I can't smell them. I can't use products that have pomegranate in it.
Oh, wow.
And my allergy is that I get really angry and mean and then kind of sick to my stomach.
Oh.
But yeah, get real irritable with it. So on that productivity, there is none. There is no productivity at all. Again, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and you're trying to remember why you walked into that room. And then, I see this one thing, and it's the trout and lily of the valley. And that is representing purification. And I'm also when I'm looking at the trout, I feel like I'm moving upstream through there. So, and trouts very much go with routine and regulation. This is the way we do things. And so when I'm looking at this card, I feel like it's having an obstacle. It is in the obstacle position but it's like not being able to do things the way that you normally do them, that you're going to have to forego some of the I don't want to say pleasures in life, but things we take for granted. Things that we take for granted, that you're going to have to forego things that you take for granted as this weekend wraps up. And then the very last card, I am so glad that it is in the upright position. And it is a pretty interesting card, so let's take a look at it. And it is the moth and the eucalyptus. And the message in there is an ending. I have a little Shakespeare going on in my head, that all's well that ends well. So I am looking at this. Let me interpret it like this. Getting caught off guard. Oh, that's so weird. That flipped back over and I'm like, how did that happen? So what I'm looking at on those last three cards has to do with being distracted and being distracted and kind of trying to keep you in that distraction so that you don't move ahead. But when I look at that last card of the moth and the eucalyptus, and the first thing that came to my head when I saw that eucalyptus was how eucalyptus is very, very cleansing and very, very clearing. Mm-hmm. And I feel that all's well that ends well. That a lot of that BS, minutia, garbage, things meant to keep you distracted comes to an end, and you get to step forward. Shake off all of that junk and come out as who you intended and agreed with, especially for this season. So, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm here in my zone, in my little area, in my sacred space here in the city with Matthew, and it's really kind of crazy because, what was it? We were just, not Amazon. I'm calling it Amazon. I got mad with Amazon earlier today. But, Facebook doesn't allow you to use the landscape.
Which would be a lot easier.
Which would be a lot easier because then you're not like having to be on top of each other. Or have it really far away and then kind of do
the pinch?
The pinch, where you make it bigger.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think.
Yeah, he thinks. Yeah, he does, really. And I noticed, I was like, man, we can't do that with this. This is like, anyway. But, so we can't use landscape on a live. And you know why they do that? They do that so you don't upload it up to, like, YouTube or Rumble or...
Oh, because those do...
all those different other social platforms for videos. And utilizing the Facebook Live to record it.
That makes
that so they don't want
proprietary.
They don't want you to be able to take that
the thing you created,
the landscape, good-looking landscape video, and upload it on there. But through there. Well, my summer has ended, and there we go.
It's hard to believe it's already over.
I know, my summer's ended. My birthday is this weekend. So make sure you check over here on this Facebook page because I have a lot of cool things that I'm offering from the shop in services and etc. For my birthday. I'm just all excited about my birthday. I love my birthday. And I'm 60 this year. I'm really 60.
Not 60 plus X.
Yeah, not 60 plus X or 55 thinking that I'm 60 or whatever. No, I'm actually 60 this year. Somebody had to show me my birth certificate, and I went, well, holy cow, I am 60. So I'm going to New Orleans for my birthday. My daughter Sarah is taking me to New Orleans for my birthday.
Oh.
I'm so excited. So if you have any suggestions of cool things that I should be doing in New Orleans, please comment them below so that
First stop probably gonna be Cafe de Monde.
probably, well, she's a beignet, I think she's a beignet eater, but I don't think she's not the cafe, in which I'm the Cafe de Monde. I love coffees, which people go, you drink coffee? I never see you drink coffee. And I'm like, I don't do Starbucks.
You want homemade.
I want
love.
coffee, and yeah, that's it right there. What you just said, love.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I'm like 7-Eleven coffee. I don't like
The mom and pop coffee shop where
where somebody made that coffee and they were thinking about happy thoughts. Ooh, I sure hope Billy Joe shows up today. He'd be looking fine,
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah, he's one of those road work construction guys,
The
So
semi
he's
truck
big
driver
and
that comes
beefy.
through.
He's big and beefy and wears the vest, and you can see the big muscles, and so she likes him. So she's thinking about him while she's making that ding dang coffee. And if you're the next person having that cup of coffee, you're like, damn, that's some good coffee.
Not like the little person who's the worker who's like, oh god, let me just.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's because she's thinking about Billy Joe coming in and looking at them big biceps.
She's making the coffee for him.
So she's making the coffee with him in mind, so that coffee's going to be delicious. So, it's like, that's why I don't drink at Starbucks, because I don't know. And I'm going to blame it on TikTok and social media, because it's every time I see a TikTok and that person is a barista or barista. Do they call the boys baristas?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just barista?
I think it's just a generic.
Just a barista.
Mm-hmm.
Is rude or arrogant, or
Customer service doesn't exist
Customer
anymore.
service is lacking, whatever. I'm like, that the quality of those products are going to have that same vibration.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's going to be gross. So why? So I might as well just go and buy my own, Go home and brew it. I'll be thinking about Brandon or something, The casino, hitting a jackpot. Woo!
I'm ready.
Oh, I know, definitely. And I say that, I'm like, I am open and willing to receive the platinum jackpot.
No, the what is it on a Little Shop of Horrors? It's like 100,000 on the top jackpot.
What do I have to do for that?
Just like the whole page of wilds on MaxBet, or at
okay.
least 450.
Yeah, but see, it's like, I know that if you want to win big, you have to play big. And I'm over here going, man, like 30 cents is about my max, Actually, I feel risque if I'm playing $1. And a lot of it has to do with when I was raising my kids and they were younger, and they would want a lot of things. So I would tell them how much money I made an hour. And I'd ask them, how many hours does mom have to work
to get you this toy,
to buy this? And they would have to tell, they would calculate it in their head. And they'd go, man, you'd have to work 3.5 hours for this. And I'm like, is it worth me sweating 3.5 hours? Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So, but so now when I'm gambling, and I'm like, how long did it take me to make?
How many sessions was this?
How many sessions was this? Or how many hours? How many whatever?
But then comes the reverse. When it hits, you're like, oh, well.
Wow, I don't have,
Wow.
That made up for like 15 sessions,
I know, really.
Through there. What we were going to talk about something.
I don't even remember.
Because I was like, oh, That would be really good to talk about.
We've had so many lately, though. Like, it'll just hit us in the middle of nowhere. We're like,
You know, I'm glad Mercury retrograde is over.
thank
We're in
God.
something of Virgo or whatever right now.
no, it says your intuition's supposed to be high because something came out and it's like it hits Virgos like really hard.
Oh, well, okay, well, this Virgo, let me just, I love doing readings. I love doing readings. And when I'm going to New Orleans this weekend, I am probably going to do some readings down there. And I thought about, like, one night, or a couple of the evenings, maybe for just a couple hours, I'm going to, offer readings so people can,
Do like a
can
little
do
Facebook
reading.
gallery reading. That'd be cool.
Well, that would be fun, a Facebook gallery. Okay, you're cool. I like that. Because then I can meet the needs or, talk to a lot
Well,
of
plus I
different
think
people.
those do like reverse screen where everybody can. It does like the paneling or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. But I'll have my computer and things out there. So I'm really looking forward to going to New Orleans. And he's clock watching.
I don't know.
So
we're
we
like
really
10
didn't
minutes.
talk about very much, or I talked about stuff, and he.
Well, you did your read.
Yeah, we did a reading. Yeah,
That was
are
very
the,
insightful.
Yeah, they were. It's the wood that, and it's gonna be backwards. Yeah, I need to do it the other way around. But this is so funny. Matt gave this to me for my birthday, so I'm going to actually put it on the stand, or put it where it's don't fall, and I'm going to share it with you, and show you. And for people that know me, they will laugh. It says, I'm blunt because God rolled me that way. Yeah. But I am a very blunt person, and I do tend to say things rather bluntly.
That's the Virgo.
That's the Virgo. Well, what's funny is because, autistic kids do that.
Oh, they do that too?
They're very, autistic kids will just blurt out and say things. And they're usually very, very truthful.
And honest
And
about it.
and honest, and there's some authenticity there. So I wondered for a while, am I autistic? I'm glad I don't do those little Facebook questionnaires.
Oh my God! What mystical?
Yeah.
What mythical creature are you?
Oh, well, there'll be ones like, are you autistic? I don't want to know.
But everybody's WebMD now. Something goes. You cough one time. You have.
Oh, herpes gonorrhea.
Oh yeah. You have 1 month left to live, and.
Yeah, you can have toxoplasmosis. And I'm over here like, seriously?
Were you in Camp Lejeune between the years of 9?
And I'm like, isn't Camp Lejeune like in Illinois?
I have no clue.
I think
I
it's
had
in
to
the
Google
state. I
it.
think it's in the state of Illinois. And I'm like, I don't even think I've ever been to Illinois, so I doubt I've ever been to Camp Lejeune.
What's the most recent one? Did you use talcum baby powder between 1989 and 1995?
No.
You might be able to.
And I didn't even use it for my kids, and now and I felt like a bad mom, and now I'm like, see,
I saved you
I
from
saved
cancer.
you from cancer. So, but anyway, Matt's clock watching, and
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not looking at.
I'm sleepy. I'm getting ready to lay down and take my nap because got to get up early in the morning because you know where I'm going?
New Orleans.
So I hope to see you
In New
very,
Orleans.
very soon. Especially when I'm in New Orleans, right? Peace.